So we have seen different mode of nutrition in living organisms. Okay, now let's talk about nutrition in plants. Okay, so just like other organisms, plant also require food beta, which can supply energy for their various metabolic, yes, that it supply energy. Why? For their various metabolic activities, so so that they can can easily perform their metabolic activities means to say their respiration, excretion, okay, transport system, and so many systems that are occurring in their body. Okay, so for these green plants, what green plants do, actually green plants are autotrophic, as you all know, and they are synthesized, they are able to synthesize own food by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so what do you mean by photo beta? It means to say light. Okay, and synthesis means to say to build. Okay, thus photosynthesis means building up by light. Clear here? So the photosynthesis, here the definition is given. It is the process of preparing organic food. Got it? Organic food like carbohydrate, there are different type of carbohydrate now, but in case of plant, carbohydrate is glucose. Okay, by combining carbon dioxide with the water using solar energy by chlorophyll pigment, this is known as photosynthesis process. Okay, and it is an anabolic process. Beta, anabolic means to say when you are form something complex from an simpler form. Okay, by using very simpler form, and here we are using very simple carbon dioxide along with the water in the presence of light energy. Okay, by using light energy. And where do you get light? You get light from the sun. Okay, in the presence of chlorophyll, which is a green pigment, then you will get carbohydrate in the form of glucose. Okay, so this is a formula of glucose. Okay, and they eliminate oxygen in the environment. Okay, so during the process of photosynthesis, now plant eliminate water. Okay, they spread water into, sorry, they eliminate oxygen into the atmosphere. Okay beta, chalo, now come to this part. Yes, what you observe here, green leaf. Okay, actually the process of photosynthesis, it occur in the green leaves of plant. Yes, it is the site of green leaves, is the site of photosynthesis. In other word, you can say food is made in the green leaves of the plant. It is the place, it's just like a kitchen, it is a place where foods make their plant, okay, make their food. Okay, actually here the carbon dioxide gas, for the process of photosynthesis they need carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so the carbon dioxide gas which is required for making food is taken up by the plant leaves. Okay, the plant leaves take up the carbon dioxide and water from the environment. Okay, now instead of water, in place of carbon dioxide, they get carbon dioxide from the surrounding. Okay, and how they get water? They require water for making food, it is taken from the soil. Okay, so let me write down here that they get carbon dioxide from surrounding atmosphere. Okay, surrounding atmosphere. However, they get water, they take water from soil. Okay, so this water is transported, yes, look at this, from the soil now. So this water is transported to leaves through the roots and stem, and the sunlight provide energy. What about the sunlight? How they get the energy? Sunlight provide energy. Okay, and to carry out the chemical reaction which is involved in the preparation of food. Okay, now what about the green pigment chlorophyll? Yes, chlorophyll, this is present in green leaves. Okay, that helps in absorbing energy from sunlight. The energy which is coming from sunlight, now it is absorbed, this energy is absorbed by the chlorophyll pigment. Okay, now and after that, after all this process, they take carbon dioxide, they take energy from sunlight. Okay, they take water from the sun, from soil, and after all this process, oxygen gas is produced as a byproduct during the preparation of food by photosynthesis. Now this oxygen gas goes into the air. Okay, that's why plant is very useful for us, very useful, because they provide oxygen to us during the process of photosynthesis. Okay, now the food prepared by the green leaves of the plant is in the form of very simple sugar, and here the sugar is their food is food. Finally the food is in the form of very simple sugar, which is known as the glucose. Okay, so this glucose made in leaves is then sent to different part of the plant. Okay, now what happens with the extra glucose, beta? Yes, extra glucose. Can you tell me? Extra glucose is changed into another food which is known as the starch. Okay, starch, and this starch is stored in the leaves of plant. Leaves of plant. So let me highlight these lines. Wait a minute now, so that you can easily distinguish. Hmm. Hmm. So extra glucose, yes, all these points are different. Extra glucose, it is converted into the starch. Then starch is stored in the form of leaves. It is stored in the leaves of plant. Okay, so is it clear to everyone? Okay, now come toward this part. Here everything is written. Whatever you need for your making notes, now everything is written. Each and every line is important. So plants are able to produce their own food through a process known as photosynthesis, and chlorophyll is the site of photosynthesis. Where chlorophyll is present? The leaf. So in short, you can also say that leaf is the site of photosynthesis. Okay, clearly for this we need water, minerals from soil. Okay, carbon dioxide reaches to the stomata. What is stomata? I will show you it in the next slide. Okay, now chlorophylls and the chlorophyll of the green pigment is the green pigment of leaves. It capture the energy which is coming from sunlight for preparing the food. Okay, and then photosynthesis process occur. Okay, during the process of photosynthesis they eliminate oxygen. Okay, and carbohydrate is, these are the byproduct. Okay, so photosynthesis provide food to all the living organism. Clear? Okay, now come toward the next point. That is, here I'm going to tell you about the events. These are the various events, beta, that occur during photosynthesis. Yes, photosynthesis, or you can say these are the steps that involve in photosynthesis. Okay, so here this is the first step, that is absorption of energy from sunlight. Give me a second. Yes, this is the first step. Absorption of sunlight energy by chlorophyll. All these things happen with the help of chlorophyll. Okay, it is R here, I'm writing R here. Okay, second is the conversion of light energy into chemical energy, and then splitting means also hydrolysis of water into oxygen and hydrogen. Okay, clear? And all these things happens by light. Okay, so all these things clear. And fourth step is the reduction of carbon dioxide by hydrogen. It will occur by hydrogen. Okay, to form the carbohydrate, that is glucose, by utilizing chemical energy, and obtained by, this is obtained by transformation of light energy. Did you got my point now? Okay, beta. So these are the various events that occur during photosynthesis. Okay, now come to the next point, that is conditions. Here I am going to tell you about the different conditions that are necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, now you can also say these are the requirement for photosynthesis. So it has been found by experiment that the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water are necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so here I am going to explain you all these things with the help of different type of experiment, okay, to show to show that these are the conditions. Okay, so first experiment is related to your sunlight. Okay, so here's the first experiment. Okay, so first of all, this experiment to show that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis beta. Okay, so here for this we take a potted plant. Okay, so first step is the potted plant with one leafy partially covered with algae. No, this is not a first. Here you have to write down the second step. No, actually first step is the place potted plant in dark room. Okay, dark room for approximate 3 to 4 days. Okay, so that they become de-starched. Okay, so that they do not have any starch in them. Clear? So down to make it starch free. Okay, so this will be the second step. First step, and here the second step. Now the potted plant with one leaf partially covered, take one leaf and covered it partially with the aluminium foil. Okay, why I'm covering it to the aluminium foil? So that when you kept this potted plant into sunlight for 3 to 4 days, then this will not get exposed to sunlight. Okay, that's why I am covering this part of leaf. Did you got my point? Okay, now keep this plant into the sunlight for kept in sunlight for 3 to 4 days. Okay, this is the second step. Now third step is that, okay, pluck the partially, this is the partially covered part. Now pluck the partially covered leaf from the partially covered leaf from the plant and remove its aluminium foil. Okay, clear? Now it is ready for testing. Okay, now in a water bath, take some alcohol. Okay, and in another beaker take this leaf, kept this green leaf. Okay, clear? Now what you observed, now after that boil the leaf. Here third step is the boil the green leaf, the plucked green leaf. Now this one leaf, okay, green leaf, here I'm talking about this leaf. Okay, green leaf in alcohol till its green pigment is removed. Okay, now where these green pigment chlorophyll will go, it goes into this water. Okay, now after boiling, now the alcohol will turn green. Okay, now remove this and after boiling, now all the chlorophyll goes here, and this leaf become colorless. Here it is. Okay, so this is 3A part, and you can here also run 3B. Now this is the fourth step. Okay, so this is the chlorophyll removed leaf. Water is thoroughly with water to remove any chlorophyll if there is any chlorophyll sticking to it. Okay, further, now place this colorless leaf into a petri dish. This is a petri dish, place it there. Okay, now drop some of the iodine solution with the help of a dropper. Clear? Okay, observe the change in color of the leaf. Then what you observe? Yes, can you tell me? The part having starch present, the part which is exposed, which is not covered with the aluminium foil. Na? This part which is not covered with the aluminium foil, it turned blue-black color. While the part which is covered with the aluminium foil having no starch, because this is already covered, na? So no blue-black color is produced. Okay, so since the part of leaf which was covered and hidden from the sunlight does not contain starch, but the part of leaf which was exposed to sunlight, it contains starch. Therefore, we conclude that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. I mean to say, to make food from starch. Okay. Chalo. Now, what you conclude from the above discussion, that sunlight is necessary It is necessary for the process of, it will be CE, okay, for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, and second thing that you conclude, this is the first. Second one is the that leaves make starch as food by photosynthesis. Yes, as food by photosynthesis. Clear? So these are the 2 points that you get concluded. Okay, but do you know that there are some green, as you know that green part of such a leaf contain chlorophyll, but there are some plants, okay, having white part also. So the white part of such leaves does not contain chlorophyll. The leaves which are partially green and partially white, na beta, these type of the partially green, let me write it there, partially green and partially white leaves, these leaves are known as the variegated leaves. Okay, why I'm telling you about this? Because in the next experiment na, we will using these leaves. Okay, these leaves example is the croton. Okay, so here I'm going to use in the next experiment croton plants. Okay, so next experiment is, it is related to your chlorophyll. Okay, so here we will going to do, I will go to show you the experiment regarding chlorophyll, that chlorophyll is also necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, so after completing the experiment we will cover all these points. Okay, so same things, first step just like this now, first step is always same, first step is same. Okay, same means to say, thus only just take a potted plant, kept it into the dark place, first step. Take a potted plant, kept it into the dark space for 2 to 3 days, so that all the starch is removed. Okay, now the starch, okay, so means to say destarch the plant. So how you make the destarch? Yes, destarch leaves. Okay, okay, now take out the potted plant from the dark place and kept it in a bright sunlight for 3 to 4 days. Okay, so here I'm going to write the steps actually, if you have any confusion na beta. Okay, so write down the first step. Place potted plant in sunlight for, sorry, not in sunlight, you have to write down for in dark place, in dark place for 3 to 4 days. Okay, now again take out the plant, take out the potted plant and keep it into, this time you have to keep it into sunshine for 3 to 4 days beta. Okay, and after this you have to plug the, and this leaves should be, this plant should be variegated. Okay, variegated, this plant should be variegated leaves. Variegated matlab ki means to say varieties of colors should be present. Okay, so now plug the leaves, this is the third step, partially green and partially white leaf. Okay, what you have done, plug the leaves. Okay, clear, and remove its green color chlorophyll. Now how you will remove its green color chlorophyll? You have, you know about this, this is the second step. You have to follow the same step. First and second step is just same as for the sunlight experiment. Okay, so after this now you will get this part, chlorophyll removed leaf. Now look at the, look at this part, look at this part. Yes, we have also chlorophyll removed leaf is present here. Okay, so wash the decolorized leaf with water to remove any chlorophyll which may be sticking on it. Okay, and after that you have to pour again the same thing. Again the same thing means to say, pour some drop of iodine solution with the help of dropper over the colorless leaf and observe the change. Slowly you observe the change in color of leaf. Then what you observe, we will find that the outer part of leaf which was originally white, this part which was originally white without chlorophyll, does not turn blue black on adding iodine solution. Okay, okay, this will not turn because there is no starch present now, because we have placed it now, earlier we placed it into the dark places now, that's why. Okay. Now, that no starch is present here, no starch is present, it is concluded. Okay, so in its outer part of the leaf. So from this observation we conclude that the photosynthesis to make starch does not take place without chlorophyll. Now what happened with the inner part of leaf, which was originally green, that actually contain chlorophyll, it turns blue black. It means to say starch is present in the inner part of the leaf. Okay, so from this observation we conclude that the photosynthesis to make starch, it will take place in the presence of chlorophyll. Okay to everyone, is it done? Do you have any doubt? Okay, it means to say this experiment also prove na that chlorophyll is necessary for us. Chlorophyll is very important for the photosynthesis, not for us, very important for the photosynthesis process. Okay. Now come to this part again. Actually, do you know, not only chlorophyll, there are so many different pigments are also present in the leaves. Approximately 6 different type of chlorophyll. Do you know how many type of chlorophyll? A, B, C, D, E, and bacterio chlorophyll. Among them, chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B are the most commonly occurring chlorophyll. Okay, these are the most commonly occurring chlorophyll. Now xanthophylls, it is a orange yellow, okay, in color. Example is the maize. Have you observed the maize? It is oranges yellow है ना. And carotenoids, a different color, like red color, it is of the violet color, blue color, and so many color that gives color to the blue green algae, blue green algae, blue green algae, okay, brown algae, as well as red algae also. Okay, so this is all about the chlorophyll beta. Okay. Now next experiment, here's the experiment that will show you. Okay, here we will perform experiment that show that to show that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, carbon dioxide is necessary. Hanji. For this I am just taking one diagram, not so many diagram. Okay, so again here, so say first step will same. First step is just like your sunlight process. First step is this and second step is this. We take a plotted plant, but this time we need long leaf plants, long and narrow leaf. Okay, place it in the completely dark place for about 3 to 4 hours to discharge the leaf. Okay, now take a glass bottle. Now the next step is, first step is place potted plant in dark place for dark region for 3 to 4 days. Okay, then second step is to take a glass bottle. In glass bottle take KOH, that is potassium hydroxide solution. Okay, now third step is dip half part of leaf, but don't cut leaf into 2 part. Okay, just like it. Okay, put half leaf into inside and a half part of leaf should be outside. Okay, dip half part of leaf inside in bottle having KOH. Okay, and half part should be outside. Okay, then cover bottle with rubber cork. Okay, rubber cork. Keep this in mind that half part should be outside and half part is inside. Clear? Now put a discharged leaf of the plant here. Okay, plant. Now you have to kept it this part there, you have to kept kept, should be caught, okay, kept this part it in, not only this part, actually hold the potted plant it in sunlight for 3 to 4 days. Okay, so during this period the upper half of the leaf gets carbon dioxide while the lower half of the leaves does not get any carbon dioxide. This is because all the carbon dioxide carbon dioxide, the air present in the glass bottle has been absorbed by the potassium hydroxide, and no fresh air can come into the closed glass bottle, beta. Okay, now after 3 to 4 days, now plug this leaf and then again perform the same experiment, again drop some amount of iodine solution. Then you observe this part, let me draw this part here. Okay, this part turns blue black, which is exposed to the sunlight na. It means to say here starch present. Okay, and while this part which is not exposed to sunlight, which is not exposed to carbon dioxide, actually this part is present inside the bottle na, having sodium potassium hydroxide. Okay, so this part give no blue black color. It means to say it has no starch present. Okay, beta, clear? So we will found that the lower part of the leaf which was inside the glass bottle having no carbon dioxide around it does not turn blue black, while the other part turn blue black. It conclude that the photosynthesis to make starch in the leaf does not take place without carbon dioxide. Okay, so we need carbon dioxide to complete the process of photosynthesis. Okay, there is no need of this slide, I just add it. Okay, now next point is beta, that how plant obtain water for photosynthesis. Actually there are some raw materials now that are required for the photosynthesis. First one of this is water, and second is known as the carbon dioxide. Okay, so first of all let me tell you about the water. Actually the water required by plant, water which is required by plant, it is absorbed by roots. Yes, roots of the plant. Okay, how they absorb it? From the soil through the process of osmosis. Okay, clear? Now this water which is absorbed by the root of the plant, it transported to different part of leaves. Sorry, not different part of leaf, different part of plant. Okay, through xylem. Xylem vessel is just like a pipe system which is connected to a water tank. Okay, through xylem vessels to leaves, where it reaches the photosynthetic cell and utilize the photosynthesis. Okay, so these are the two this is the first raw material. Okay, now let's come toward the carbon dioxide. How the plants contain carbon dioxide. Okay, actually there are large number of tiny pores are present. Okay, there are large number of tiny pores present, beta. First point is you have to write down tiny pores. Where large number of tiny pores are present? On leaves. Okay, these are known as stomata. These are the plural, singular is the stoma. Okay, singular of stomata is the stoma. Okay, so green plants take carbon dioxide from air through this stomata. Okay, so through this stomata, carbon dioxide enter into leaves. So is they open every time? No, beta. Sometimes these are closed, sometimes these are open. Okay, actually this stomata is guarded by a cell which is known as the guard cell. Okay, so what are the role of guard cell, beta? What are the role of guard cell? Control opening and closing of stomata. Clear beta? Okay, so right on the third part, that when water flows, look at this diagram here, third part. Okay, that when water flows inside, then what happens? Okay, give me a second. Okay, so when water, I'm going to write it there, third point. Okay, when water flows into the guard cell, na, they sweat. Clear? Water flows into guard cell, this guard cell, into guard cell, then what happen? They swell, and they become curved shape. Okay, it will cause pores to open. These pores will open down. Which pore beta? Stomata open. Okay, on the other hand, this is the on the other hand, you have to write down here. We will discuss about the look at this now. This pore will open. Okay, now next one is the that on the other hand, when the guard cells lose water, okay, when guard cells lose water, clear, then they shrink. Here they swell up na, while they shrink here due to losing the water. Okay, and due to shrinking the water, they become straight. Look at the diagram. Yes, they become straight here na, and here they become curved during a time of opening. They become straight. Okay, and close the stomatal pore. Okay, so a large amount of water is also lost from the cells of the plant leaves through the open stomatal pore. Okay, clear? So now the oxygen gas produced during photosynthesis now also goes out through the stomatal pores of the leaves beta. Okay, clear? So and one more point you have to note down, that in addition to the leaves now, not only the leaves having stomata, but the green stems also have stomata, because green stems also perform the process of photosynthesis, and that's why they also need carbon dioxide. Is it clear? Now look at this diagram here, this video. Actually what is show, yes, look at this. Okay, yes, water move inside, then it becomes open, the pores open, and the carbon dioxide goes inside. Okay, this is explained here clearly. Okay beta. Okay ji. Now come to the next part. Yes, here we will discuss about the site of photosynthesis. Yes, the site of photosynthesis is known as the chlorophyll. It is known as chlorophyll. Yes, chlorophyll, the organelles in the cells of green plants, which chloroplast actually. Just a second, not chlorophyll. You have to write down chloroplast beta. So site of photosynthesis is known as chloroplast. Okay, chloroplast are the organelles. It is the organelle that we have different organelles in our body. Now, chloroplast is also organelle in the cells of green plants. Which contain chlorophyll. ठीक है बेटा, that contain chlorophyll. हाँ जी, clear to everyone? Okay. Now this is the place where photosynthesis occurs. Thus photosynthesis occurs in the chlorophyll, which is present in the photosynthetic cells. Okay, chlorophyll now, chloroplast can be easily seen with the help of microscope. So in cross section of leaf, chloroplast can be seen numerous disc-like organelles in the photosynthetic cells. Okay, so here you have observed three layers. First one is the upper epidermis layer, middle is the mesohyl layer having the photosynthetic cells. Okay, having it consists of palisade mesohyl layer. Okay, just below the upper epidermis. Clear? And second one is the lower epidermis. So this is the upper epidermis, mesohyl layer, and the lower epidermis. Okay, so in the structure of leaf, I have shown it there. Okay, I have given it there. We can see that middle layers in the leaf having two things: palisade layer, palisade mesohyl, or you can say palisade layer, and second one is the spongy mesohyl, that is spongy layer. And both of these layer contain the photosynthetic cell beta. Okay, and this photosynthetic cell is known as the mesophil, not mesohyl, sorry, mesophil cells. Okay, so these cells contain more chlorophyll than other plant cell. Okay, these cells contain more chlorophyll, okay, then other cells. Other plant cells have also chlorophyll, but here there are lots of chlorophylls are present. Okay, okay, so in a typical photosynthetic cells, I mean to say in a typical mesophyll cells of a green leaf, they contain 100 or more tiny chloroplasts in it. Okay, actually a whole leaf may contain many thousands of photosynthetic cells. Okay, now the carbon dioxide needed for photosynthesis entered from air into the leaf through the stomata. Here the stomata is present. Okay, the carbon dioxide enters in its surface and then diffuses into the mesophyll cells and reaches the chloroplast. Water is carried by the leaves by the xylem vessels, and then passes it to different passes into the mesophyll cells by diffusion and reaches the chlorophyll. Okay, even there is a thin waxy protective layer is present. This is a thin waxy protective layer. Thin waxy protective layer. Okay, cuticle just above and below a leaf, which help to reduce. This will help to reduce, yes, the loss of water. Okay, loss of water from the leaf. Clear? Okay, so this is all about the site of photosynthesis, that where actually the photosynthesis occur. It is very, very important for you. Okay, beta. Now come toward the mechanism of photosynthesis. We will clear the mechanism of photosynthesis with the help of light reaction and dark reaction. Okay, there is a difference between light reaction and dark reaction. Let me clear you. So what do you mean by the light reaction, beta? And what do you mean by the dark reaction? Okay, so these are the two reactions that occur in the plants during the time of photosynthesis process. Okay. Okay, so it is, if I'm talking about this now, it is required for reaction. What is required for reaction? Here I'm going to write down the terms. Light is required for reaction. Okay, for reaction, I mean to say light is required for reaction means to say that we need sunlight for the process of reaction. It is a photochemical process actually. Okay, here the light and waters are main raw material. Okay, and this process is regulated by the chlorophyll pigment. So what happens, and if I'm talking about dark reaction, this is light independent. It not depend on light. It does not need any type of light for the process. Okay, for photosynthesis. While what about the conversion? What conversion occur here? The reaction converts light energy into chemical energy. Okay, while here the reaction uses chemical energy. Here chemical energy in building organic. Okay, here if I'm talking about the chlorophyll, what is the role of chlorophyll here? Chlorophyll, it is essential. If a reaction is occurring in the daytime, they need chlorophyll, because then chlorophyll is the only thing that will trap the sunlight. essential for the reaction. Okay, and what about this here? Not required. Chlorophyll not required, beta. Okay, so these are the things. And what are their products? Beta, products, what are their products? Their products are ATP and NADPH2, while their products are, main product is the only starch, nothing else. Okay, they does not produce oxygen. Yes, does not produce oxygen. Okay, while they produce oxygen. So here I am going to write on the oxygen. Okay, so this is all about the dark reaction and the light reaction. Okay, clear? And we have already discussed about the all the remaining part related to your photosynthesis. So this is all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.